I've got my glasses on today. It means this series is not going to be easy. I'm going to be talking about all the exams you would require to take that will make you eligible to practice in the UK as a nurse. I'm equally going to share with you the costing of this entire program. You do not want to miss out on this one. Today is gonna be a very, very serious series that I feel like we need to do some dance moves a little bit, before when something serious is about to happen. We need to lighten up. So come on, if we get just put on some dance move before we get into the serious matter. I'll see you in the series, guys. Hello, guys, and welcome to series 2 of my Nursing and Midwifery Council NMC UK Journey series. If you watched series 1, I am delighted, or I would be delighted to know that you were very happy. It was very useful information, and you now have an idea of all the documents you need to take on this program. I will be also delighted to know if you've started already, you started putting your documents together. Just drop a comment in the comment section, or you can send me an email through the email I'll leave at the comment section to ask any questions, and I'll be able to get back to you. Today we are diving into a very important part of this series and of this whole NMC UK process as a whole, and it is not a series to miss out on. Let's talk about exam number 1. Exam number 1, guys, has to do with the IELTS test, and I'm starting with this because you actually need it during your eligibility check or your eligibility test. If you didn't watch the first series, please go back and watch your first series. I'm going to put the link under so you can watch the first series, and this is going to help you follow up on what I'll be talking about in this second series and in the subsequent series I'm going to do on my NMC UK journey. So like I said, the first is the IELTS, and it is the international English testing system whereby you have to prove your skills in English, and basically you're going to be tested on 4 different aspects or 4 different skills. That's your speaking, your reading, your writing, and your listening. So all of these are skills you're going to be tested on, and they all require a specific score for you to be able to, or for you to be eligible to present this certificate during your online application for the process. Now, before I continue, listen to these, guys. Listen to this. This is a myth, and a lot of people have fallen prey to this myth. The myth, like saying you can ace your eyes on your first attempt. No. Yes, you can. So if you were made to believe that you cannot pass your eyes on your first attempt, that is a fatal lie, because you can do it. Lots of people are doing it, and you can do it as well. Remember what I shared in my first video? When you start a process, it's like starting any other process or going or taking upon yourself to do a project. You have to be determined to do it. If you're going with negative energy, this might follow you throughout the process. But when you get in with positive vibes, positive energy, and tell yourself, I'm ready to do this, then you would do it. So once you've made up your mind and you're determined to do this program, go in, guys, with some positive energy and tell yourself, I'm gonna get to do this IELTS, I'm gonna get to do all my exams, I'm gonna get to do my CBT, and I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna pass them on my first attempt. I think this is one of the things that helped me go through my own process personally. I had lots of challenges, there were lots of stumbling blocks, but I told myself I have to keep going. With the IELTS, one thing I did, which is an aspect of determination, is I had to quit my job. for like a month. Well, not, let me not say quit. What I actually meant was I had to like take a 1 month leave, which I didn't plan to, just because I needed that extra time to work, to study, to put in time into this exam. Because in my head, I told myself I want to write this, I want to do this once, and I want to pass it once. Well, that was my strategy. Lots of people have different strategies, as far as these exams are concerned. So you need to work your way through what works best for you, what works better for you. How do you study? Personally, I felt like if I take time off, and I was fortunate enough to get that 1 month off. I mean, I was really fortunate, and because I had shared with my management, my boss, who understood every step of this process, who understood what I wanted to do, was like a mentor pushing me to, you don't have to be here. There are lots of things you need to do. You need a bigger platform, So when I shared this with him, he was like, okay, take this time off and get to do what you have to do. So I was really grateful for that. So I took time off work, and I was able to put in a lot of energy, a lot of time into study. And that is how I aced my as result on my first attempt, with a 7.5 band in my hours. So it was a complete aspect of determination and focus and positive energy, which is what I want each and every one of us to have as we take on this process. Truth is, lots of people have done this, and truth also is a lot of people have not made it on their first attempt. And this is not because they didn't study. This is not because they didn't put in enough energy. This is not because, they went in with a negative energy. No. Times people might not ace their eyes result on their first attempt, merely because of, they missed out on a 0.5, they missed out just on a tiny thing, maybe in one of these 4 skills that you'll be tested on as far as the eyes is concerned, or just maybe because they didn't catch up with time in order to complete maybe some questions in one of these 4 skills I've mentioned. That is just it, because eyes is tricky. That is what I want you to know. That is why you need to be determined. That is why you need to, find your way out, walk your way through it. You need to find what works best for you. It is tricky because, one, there is a time aspect. You can have every answer, or you might have been able to answer every question that will be brought forth to you, but because of time, you're not able to finish one of those skills on time, and then that's going to make you maybe miss out a 0.5 or miss out on a 1, and you maybe that will limit you from getting that required score. You see, it's not because you didn't work, it's not because you didn't study, just because of those little aspects. But these are things that I'm just going to be encouraging you about to, in your time of study, you need to work your way through, even as far as your time management is concerned, your listening ability is concerned, your writing ability is concerned, your speaking ability is concerned. Just so that if you put all of this together, then you are, you have this level of assurance that I'm going in there once, and I'm going to write it once, and I'm going to make it once. Now, let's talk about these 4 skills. Let's talk about these 4 skills. Let's start with the reading, which I think is one of the most tricky parts, where a lot of people complain. Personally, I found the reading, even during my time of study, I never, to be sincere, I never always had like the result I wanted, because I was doing my personal studies, taking on personal exams, and at the end, when I go back to refer on the answers, yeah, I was passing, but I really didn't get to that point where I really, really would have loved to be. It's a bit tricky. So I think it's one of those skills, as far as these 4 aspects are concerned, where you need to put a whole lot of energy into studying. So writing is basically reading, sorry, is basically you're going to have some passages about 3 or 2 passages that will be presented to you. And one good thing about these passages is they try to contextualize. So if you are from Nigeria, you're from Ghana, you're from Kenya, you're from the Philippines, you're from Cameroon, wherever you're from, they try to contextualize it such that at least it carries some aspects about your home country and where you come from. So it's not just going to be bringing stories, about UK stuffs and life or whatever. No, it is contextualized. So um it just needs like reading in between the lines. I think that's always a trick, reading in between the lines to be able to pick out certain things. While reading, you might want to put a mark on something, just such that when it's time to answer the questions, you might have marked out on something that's going to help you. Actually, during your preparations, you need to know, pick out the skills as far as the reading is concerned, so that you will be able to manage your time on the day of your examinations. And there are a lot of study materials. There are a lot of YouTube videos where you can do personal practice, where you can get some tips on what to do and what not to do as far as your reading is concerned. You need all of these, of course. And personal study and studying as a group is equally important. You can have other people whom are taking this exam as well, and you guys come together and you set targets for yourselves, and you time yourself. I was doing this with a lot of friends, even people who I did not know. Like, we'll connect on a group and then we start doing WhatsApp chat, and we'll say, okay, let's do this, let's get to this passage. Let's set our time. We start on the same time, we finish on the same time. I screenshot my answers, you screenshot your answers, and you send to me, and I send them to you, and then we do the markings and we evaluate ourselves. So that's what I was doing, and it really helped me during my study. Well, if you are the type of person who likes to study alone, well and fine, good and fine. But I really believe in group work. I believe in a team. It spurs you up. You are motivated. You are encouraged to do more. So that is about reading. That's what you're going to get. Passages, read and answer some questions, which are going to be in different formats. Maybe you have fill in the box format, you have yes or no questions, you have true or false questions. Some questions you just have to pick from the passage that has been given and fill in the empty spaces or the blank spaces. So you're going to be having all of this. And let's talk about the reading or the writing aspect now. Now, for the writing aspect, it has to do with an essay, basically writing a short essay. Going through school, we usually write essays and short essays and things like that. So this is what writing is all about. You'll be given a short topic, and you would have to use that topic to write or describe something, describe an event. But the essence is not just about writing or just writing anything. The trick with the writing is the English component. Like, they were looking at your noun capabilities, your verb abilities, the ability to use conjunction or linking words. So all of those, I think, you're going to be marked for, or you're going to be expected to do when you write your essay. So you're going to need all of these aspects. Again, there are lots of materials. We have the Cambridges, which I advise you to get the latest versions, get the latest editions. Lots of practice materials in there for writing, for reading, and all the other skills, which I'm still going to mention. So that's reading for you. Writing a short essay, you're expected not to go above a particular number of words, and you're expected to write this short essay within a particular time. Now, the next skill is the listening, which has to do with you'll be played like an audio is going to be played for you, and you have the questions right in front of you. While this audio is playing, you are expected to like immediately put in your answers, because once the audio plays and it doesn't go back. So as a start, it's just a follow-up through. Like, as it starts playing, whatever you're getting, just know the questions and the answers are going to be progressive right to the end. So it really needs a lot of practice. One thing I'll say is, if you're not very good, it's going to be British English. That is a fact. So if you're not versed with the the pronunciation of words, the accent, because we come from different places, and I think a lot of people have this challenge when it comes to the accent. Start training yourself now. Listen to a lot of documentaries which has or have been done in British English. Watch some movies. I mean, like, this one is entertaining. Watch a movie, a British English movie, just to get yourself accustomed to the accent. All of these. Watch news, this BBC news, just watch this news, and it's really gonna help you get accustomed to the accent, such that during your exam day, you get this audio playing. It's not going to come as a shock, it's not going to come as a surprise to you. That is why practice is very important. Get as many practice video audios as possible, listen to them, go through the questions, and get the answers, and see if you are able to get the required score that is needed during your practice. Because when you do the practice and you say, oh, all right, they need a 30 and I've got a 25, or they need a 30, this is an example, and I've got a 28, then you'll be able to evaluate yourself on how good you are on that particular skill or not. So I think this is very important.